I am Steve. As a child, I yearned for the mines, but something always got in the way.
Go on! Get out of here!
But the call of the mines was too strong. So one day, I started digging and digging until I found...
They call me Death Singer.
Did you at least harvest the sugar cane?
Now, a few months ago, the official Minecraft movie trailer came out, and to be brutally honest, it was not positively received. In fact, it was quite the opposite of it, and if you just go to the comment section, you just see it for itself. So, it's pretty bad. But that's not the main focus of today, why the Minecraft movie trailer is bad and all. Instead, today we're going to look at something different. Now, the main purpose of this video was because as I was scrolling through the comment sections, something that I found rather interesting and what caught my attention was how the comment section quickly related the Minecraft live action, to Minecraft animations, or what I'll call them fan-made films. Fan-made films. Now, these fan-made films go on a range of variety. There are some for just, entertainment, some are really old and all that. Basically, what a Minecraft fan-made animation is, treated as like it's just animation made by some people using in the Minecraft surrounding. It's like, Lego style or stop motion or Transformers stop motion, but the stop motion is just the animation itself. So when we look at the whole thing itself, one thing that I really found fascinating inside the Minecraft animations was how there's this hidden gem inside, and this hidden gem is actually how some of these fan-made animations are already like a Minecraft movie. Now, why do I say they're like a Minecraft movie? Now, there's a couple factors that play to it. Now, perhaps the first factor is because it functions somewhat like a movie. Like, you got your story, character, the plot, the interesting dynamics, the well pacing, all that kind of things. They're all inside of it. So, it feels like a movie. It feels like you're watching a movie, just that it's pasted in a Minecraft form. And to be honest, a lot of people actually love these fan-made films and do agree to some extent, actually to a lot of extent, how these fan-made films are, Minecraft movie. So today we're gonna dive in and see whether or not we can find any useful lessons from these fan-made films and truly answer the question of what makes a Minecraft movie, a Minecraft movie. So let's get straight into it. Now, first off, we're gonna go with some on the positive side, which is the strengths. And one of the key takeaways is the amazing art style on the animation itself, which I absolutely adore. Every time I'm looking at all the animations from the different channels, I always like how they were animated. The attention to detail is honestly insane. Like, for example, from all the animators I've seen, I like their water scene because they look realistic and all that. They add in elements that are like in Minecraft, but also look super cool and combined with other elements that are not inside vanilla Minecraft itself. So I really like it, and the quality is absolutely insane. However, let's talk about some real strengths about Minecraft fan-made films when it comes to writing. Now, one of these strengths is actually through a specific type of animation, in specific music videos.
Reaper. Oh man.
Now, to be honest, you think of music videos as a movie, it doesn't really function as a movie. In fact, you think it as a toy. See, when the music is ongoing and all that, it seems more like the focus is towards music than the video and the animation. However, some, and actually most of the examples here, took it in a different way. So what it is basically the lyrics of the music matches that of the story. I'm going to show you some examples so that you can take a look and do listen and watch at the same time.
What was dim now burns bright. What was weak now stands and falls. Blood that I bleed. Let death come, be this my fatal finale. And I hope they're ready for a fight.
Let it go, you should wait and see, cause you never know.
I react and I snap, I will protect the night.
I question myself why I'm feeling this burn down.
Now, from the first these 8 examples or so, they are from this person called Rainmaker, and he makes some pretty cool music videos. However, one thing to take note of inside each of the music videos is how the lyrics matches to the video and the song itself, and also we could not forget the vocals. Now the vocals plays an important part here. Alright, I'm gonna explain it a bit later. Now basically the lyrics matches the story and the video because every like action and every scene, like the lyrics and the video itself are similar to some extent. And you can also look at another aspect is how the vocals are sung by who the main lead is. What I mean by this, let's say we take the first for example, the main leads are all female characters, so the vocals are sung in a female voice. That's really interesting and actually a very good detail because it feels like character is telling a story but they are singing it. Similarly, when you look at the other 4 examples, when it's a male lead, or the main character is a male, it is sung in the male by a male singer, so the vocals are the character. So it feels like the story is being told by a male, and for the female side, it's being told by a female, and then it feels more connected to some extent, which is to me really good because it allows the audience to know the story, the plot, and what's going on. And this isn't just by one animation channel. In fact, it's by a lot. Captain Sparkle's own, music videos itself is also similar in their own ways, and they also just feel. So that is one of the strengths of music videos: how they match the lyric side to the story and the actions as well. For example, let's take Fallen Kingdom as another example of how it talks about the tragic events of a king and his own kingdom. And it also starts off with the kingdom in the past living prosperity, hope, and joy, but also it shows yet another similar clip of a well-deserted town. Like for example, one example lyric says family broken down.
Family's broken at my feet. Life itself.
And follows up with skeleton killing the father in front of the son, which to me is insane. And another thing to take note of about in specific music videos, how each episode can teach us a lesson. For example, in Captain Sparkle's episodes, Fallen Kingdom was about the tragedy, King Back in the Night was about perhaps avenge and revenge. Find the Pieces were the roots, and We Are the Dragon Party was the ultimate finale. Seeing that different parts of it inside, and they were all linked in a way or another, similar to many of the animations. Like the sequels itself will include parts from the old. For example, think that in the night, the main villain isn't just some big zombie pigman, but the zombie pigman apparently is working with Heilbrand, which is the villain of Fallen Kingdom, and that villain is not only adds the relatability but is also bigger and better. As a sequel, it adds new elements while also adding in old elements, making it the ultimate sequel. But how do non-music videos fare? How do the other side without the music and all fare itself? Now there are a couple of examples to take a look at. Perhaps the first example to look at is Square Media. Now there's gonna be this slight disadvantage when it comes to these animation channels using voice actors. And the reason why I say this slight disadvantage is because most of the time these animation channels may not have the budget enough to pay voice actors. While some could hire voice actors at times, most of the time they may, voice it themselves, the animators or directors. So they're not presented two solutions. They could maybe spend the money wise to get voice actors, or they can find another alternative so that the storytelling remains still very good without voice actors. I'm gonna look at two examples from Square Media, which I absolutely adore. Now the first example we're gonna look at that contains voice actors is Square Media's Song of War, which is highly popular. In fact, the community itself started making fan-made animations of its sequel. I'll get to that later on. So for Song of War, it to me feels like an actual movie. It is 2 hours long. It has a diverse amount of character, different settings and locations. And there's also voice actors inside, which I absolutely love. Like for example, here are some of the examples of the voice actors itself.
Thalius Centaurus, we meet again.
Oh, oh, would you look at that? My flint and steel appears to be broken.
To be a strict old grouch, but he has looked out for me ever since my parents died.
Shut it, Lucidius.
Smart man, you're second. The Reaper's with me. Has a debt to pay off.
The voice actors are here to tell the story about certain characters and the events and their purpose as well. So it does feel like a movie. But let's look at another example, and perhaps what Square Media is well known for: Animation Live. Now, Animation Live isn't just one of the most popular videos in their own channel, but I think it's one of the most popular videos for like the whole Minecraft genre. I mean, if you think about it, its viewer count is almost similar or on par to Revenge. So, without voice actors, how do Animation Live do it? Now, the first thing they do through using without voice actors to tell the story, they use action. Now, not in terms of the fighting type of action, but in terms of maybe showing, not tell. So they may use pictures or photographs or intentions that will show the audience when the story and the plot is pushing towards, which to me is absolutely fantastic. Like there's this scene over here where they ask for, I think the animators are asking for like help and all, but they don't just ask for any help. Instead, they ask from well-known animation channels that make these Minecraft animations for help. So it feels like a whole Avengers Endgame level collab. And furthermore, throughout the story, they use items to like tell their own story. Well, yes, you may have to be a Minecraft person to recognize it. I do not like how they use it instead of just explaining each and every item itself. Like a cactus can damage Enderpearl, teleport, Mom block, do some weird magic kinda shit, and so on and so on. And I love how they make things feel Minecraft as well. So it does feel like a Minecraft movie and not just any movie pasted in just, to look Minecraft. So that is what is very good about non-music videos that choose not to have voice actors, that they use these actions and emotions itself to show how the characters are feeling, and they also use and they show certain actions to allow the audience to know where the character is taking, where the story is going. Similarly, in Songs of War, all these are usually in a pushed aside with dialogue. Now, the dialogue to me are really simplified, similar to many of the other fan-made films. Now, there is a lot of fan-made films that use dialogue similar to Song of War. For example, Rainmakers had started to use dialogue in its prelogue and epilogue. It's like the start and the ending, and it basically explains the story to it. Now, while it is good, it does have some flaws. You get into the disadvantage later on. Well, the dialogues itself help to tell the story and get the audience more familiar, which is honestly really good. Well, they can also add in some interesting conversation, maybe get the audience to laugh a bit.
Crystals, each and every one of them.
Did that frog just talk?
They also add in towards the personality and to the character itself. So it isn't just a generic character, but there's this special trait inside that character that makes him or her so unique compared to others.
Oh, do teach me how magic works, Grand Sorceress!
Now, another aspect of non-music videos to look at is perhaps when some other animation channels with dialogue decide to take it in a different way as well. For example, Mr. Fudge Monkey's Annoying Villagers sometimes would use the dialogue as thoughts inside the character. Like, you don't usually see that, but I really like it. Like in this particular episode, when the character is speaking, it isn't just speaking to the other character, it's the character speaking to himself. Thoughts, and the thoughts between these two are also different. Just to give you guys a bit of context, Steve and this guy, they just don't like each other, so thoughts are different. Steve wants peace, this guy wants war, and thoughts are like similar towards what they are looking for.
Why do we have to keep fighting? We fight to live. We fight to protect.
I absolutely love it that instead of just boring exposition, they add these new thoughts that add depth to characters, but also entertain the audience a bit. So yeah, I really like it. Now let's go on to another aspect, which is the plot. Now the plot to me are all really simple, but some plots are better than most. For example, some plots are as simple as stop the bad guy from getting this and save the world, and they add in a lot of cool elements to how they go into the plot, whether or not you're fighting the warden, going to the end, fighting in the battleship, the nether, in the open war zone, all that kind of thing. It's all really good. However, I do feel that there is one example of what makes a good plot, and while looking at it, I'm actually kind of shocked at the result itself. And this is none other than this one.
Villager News. We're the only news source you can trust, so tune in now and hear our words. We're the greatest news team in the land, with no big words so you'll understand. And you'll always know who's in the crew, cause we've all got matching news tattoos. I think mine's infected, it started to ooze. News. Villager News.
That's right, it is Villager News. Now, Villager News comes as a surprise to having the best plot of all fan-made films. Now, the reason why I'm gonna add this as a strength is because this plot is so simple compared to the rest, but it's the way it's used itself. Now, the plot is simple. Basically, the villagers need to put an antidote inside the giant creeper. And the plot is split into 3 categories, as you all goal stakes urgency. Now the goal is to put the antidote inside the giant creeper. The stakes is that the giant creeper explode and the village will be evaporated. The urgency is the giant creeper heading towards the village. So the story and the plot itself is very simple. You're just gonna put the antidote inside the giant creeper and that's it. Except it is, you see, right off the bat it starts with a villager with an antidote and he trips and falls. And then all of a sudden we have a villager and the creeper in the face-off. Now, it isn't just some kind of face-off, it's a Final Fantasy form battle, and the villagers summon the fire. And after that, the creepers seem to gain the upper hand until and then off he's lost and Virgin of Paul dies, and they introduce Villager number 9, and he somehow has the second entry. And now he needs to fly through this helicopter, but he's not going to get through it because the creepers are gaining ground. So they had to send in the Daluga. And the Daluga. And then they add in another sequence, which is the helicopter sequence. Now, unlike other helicopter sequence where the villagers say,
Hey, did you know I'm a helicopter? Me too.
They decided to twerk it a little.
What? Not all of us.
By adding a creeper inside the helicopter. And now we're in this final sequence where we're villager number 9 on top of the giant creeper, the antidote is at the side, and there are 2 creepers standing beside him. However, we also have these artillery guns that go boom boom. And then the creepers are gone. But now villager number 9, the antidote is over there, and the giant creepers explode, and then that's it. Now, as a summary, this is honestly a very entertaining episode, but it's also really well written. It comes as a shock because the other episodes to me are like copy pasted. Like in Rainmaker's finding the Ancestors, going and fight pillagers is cool. Fighting the Warden to get the Ancestors is cool. Fighting the Pitlands, but it feels so, like the same. It's just like a different environment and different bad guy and all that. Well, they changed it a bit in that it isn't as strong as compared to the Creeper. Like the level and urgency is right. That like when you go to the Ancestors, there isn't really much of urgency and much of stakes itself. So yeah, so here are the examples of the fan-made films itself and the strength. And as a whole, I find this not only extremely amusing, but also very interesting. Because from all these fan-made films, you can come up with these examples and relate them to the movie. But now we have to jump into the next segment,